free tutorial, so don't feel obligated to listen to anything I'm saying, because this is an ASMR channel and I want you to fall asleep. So, to solve a Rubik's Cube, just know that when you have the white side, opposite the white side is the yellow side, and just next to the white side you have the orange side, and opposite that is the red side. And similarly, green, opposite green is blue. So keep that in mind when trying to solve this thing. Now I'm just going ahead and mixing up my cube. Mix. Mixing it up. I'm not looking at what I'm doing, just in case there's anyone saying that I'm not actually doing it right or I'm cheating. I actually learned how to do this. I always thought it was a kid's game, and just assumed that I could do it, but it's actually pretty difficult. But not once you learn the algorithms and things behind it. Anyway, to begin with, I'm pointing to that yellow dot there. So what you want to do is build a white plus sign around that yellow dot. So I'm just searching for middle pieces. So top middle pieces. And I'm pointing to that red bit because that red piece and the white piece, that needs to go at the top of the yellow dot, just like that. Next I'll move on to another dot. I wonder what dot I'll do. So it looks like I've done the green and white dot. So it's important to note that the way that I learn, red is on the top, green is on the right, blue is on the left, and orange is on the bottom. So with the yellow dot in the center still, I'm going to move on to the corner pieces. Now the corner pieces are a little more difficult because we want to keep the plus sign in the middle with the yellow dot, and we want to move those corner pieces into position without stuffing the cube up, just like that. Now there's no real way that I can teach you how to do that. It's just a lot of trial and error. So now to change out the yellow dot, if you remember, opposite yellow is white. So all I had to do was move that middle layer to the side, move the white dot around until it matched up with the other two white dots, and then that white layer is complete along with the first top layer. And then what I want to do is line up that orange T there, and that will complete a small T around the entire cube. So that's like the first step. Now I want to move on and solve the second layer of the cube. And that's where an algorithm comes into it. I won't explain the algorithm yet. I'll add another section to this video which will explain how to solve the cube in more depth. But you need to swap a whole bunch of pieces out to get them in the right position, again without stuffing the cube up, which seems to be kind of tough. And when I was first learning, it was very frustrating. So I'm just going through, changing up all those pieces. Just while I'm doing that, I think one of my next videos I'm going to be explaining my camera and microphone setup, because I know a few of you have been asking what I use, so I thought it'd be fun to make a video like that. Anyway, I've almost finished that second layer. I think I have one more piece to go. I usually do it a little faster than this, but I'm trying to hold the cube up in a way so you guys can see it. So that's that second layer done, and the white cube is still, the white layer is still intact. So now I'm moving on to the yellow layer, which is opposite the white layer, and I want to face the red side to me with the yellow on top. And again, I want to do an algorithm, which is what I'm doing there, until I get a certain shape that I want, and then I want to face the blue side to me with the yellow on top, and do another algorithm until I get this fishy. And then I want to do that same set of moves, and then I have completed that yellow layer. And now I want to move on to another set of moves that I've memorized. And that red side is done now. So now I want to face that red away from me and do yet another set of moves. So I've just moved those middle pieces around, and that should just be one more time, and that is the cube completed. So now I've mixed it up again, and I've done the white layer and the top layer. So now I'm going through again and trying to solve that second layer. And then after that, I'm going to the yellow layer. And once I've done that yellow layer, is opposite green. It's also important to memorize for the first step that with the yellow dot in the middle, you need a white cross or a white plus sign around that yellow dot, with the white and red dot on top, the blue and white dot on the left, the green and white dot on the right, and the orange and white dot on the bottom. And then after that you want to go through and solve the corner pieces. And then, as I'm showing you there, move on to do the second layer. And then I'm switching the cube around, and I'm searching for a shape that I like. I haven't seen it yet. That's not it either. So now I'm trying a different approach. And I'm still not having any luck. There you go, that's better. So now I've got a fish. It should just be one more move set, and I will have the yellow layer complete just like that. And I was very lucky with this one, because just the way the cube was situated, I skipped the last two moves. So now we're getting into the more in-depth, or as in-depth as I can give you, on how to solve the Rubik's Cube. So, if you remember from before, while I'm just mixing this cube up, you want the yellow dot in the middle, the white and red dot on the top, the blue and white dot on the left, the green and white dot on the right, and the orange and white dot on the bottom. So now I'm just looking over the cube, seeing where the dots are, and I'm ready to start. So that orange and white dot was already on the bottom. So now I want to get that white and green dot round to the right side, which I've done. Now the blue and white dot round to the left side. And lastly, the white and red dot to the top. As easy as that. So now I'm searching. So I've got orange and blue. So I'll just move that into position. And you've always got to be thinking a step ahead, because you don't want to just move a dot into position, because likely you'll be moving another dot out of its position. finish this step. That's it. And now I just have the yellow dot in the middle. So I just want to move that white dot where that yellow one is by moving that middle layer to the side, bringing the white dot down, and then moving that white stripe back. And if you remember, I also want to complete that small T, just like that. So around the cube I have a small T. And that'll make things easier for the next step in the cube, which is the second layer. So you'll see that there was a green and a red dot which needed to change, and what I'm doing there is getting it into the position that I want, turning the front face to the left, the bottom layer to the right layer downwards, the middle layer to the right, and the right layer to the right side to the top, and then I want to fix my white, which is what you'll see me do right here. And I want to continue that process until I've finished that second layer. So you'll see me do it a few more times. So I've got the blue and orange, so I'm just doing that combination that I just said, and now that blue and orange is in the right position. So you'll notice green and orange, that one's in the wrong spot. So now I'm just moving the pieces around. Also, something to note, if one of the dots has a yellow in it, the block that you want to move has a yellow in it. You don't want to do the front face to the left, you want to leave that part out, and you just want to turn the bottom layer and then do the rest of the pattern set. And if you do that, you'll complete the second layer, which is what I've just done. So then I want to move on to the red side with the yellow on top. And I want to do another pattern set, and I'll leave how to do that in the description because it's can be quite a lengthy process. And then I have a lot more yellow on the top, which is what I want. And I'm doing another pattern set on the blue side this time. And I have my fish, and I've completed that yellow layer. So you can see that the cube is very nearly complete, but there is a few more steps. Now, as you get through the cube, the pattern sets, or algorithms as people like to call them, they do get a little more complex. So I'll leave those all in the description if you want to have a look at that, if you actually want to learn. So I did that pattern set and I completed the blue layer. Now it's important to, with the yellow side on top, you want to face that layer that's complete. It doesn't matter if it's blue or not. You want to face that away from you. And once you've done that, you would have fixed the corner pieces. And now I'm doing a new pattern set, which has completed the green side, and then that same pattern set again, which is move those middle top pieces around a little bit, and I want to do it one more time, and that is the cube completed. everything. I'm just going to be going through and solving the cube. I hope this was somewhat informative, but as I said, I only just started to learn this. It was fun. I had a lot of fun learning how to do it. It was a little frustrating, but that's okay. So, I think my record at the moment is about 2 minutes. Just under 2 minutes. I can do the cube in, which is okay for, just learning how to do it. I think the world record or something is like 5 seconds flat, which is insane. I don't know how you could do that. 5 seconds, can you imagine? With the cube completely mixed up. Anyway, if you haven't solved a cube ever, and you want to try, maybe then you'll understand why that would be so hard to solve a cube in 5 seconds. It seems almost impossible to me. But then again, I am not very good at it. If you guys are still with me, if you're still awake, I have a few exciting things for the channel coming up. They've been in the making for a while, and I never thought that my channel would take off how it has. I mean, it has been going for a year, almost 2 years now, I guess, but I've only made 20 videos, which isn't much at all, and I want to make more, so I'm going to do that, and I won't explain what's happening in this video, but in a video coming up, I will explain all. Hopefully you're excited. I know I'm excited.